What's going on, everyone? My name is Jeremy and welcome back to The Skating Effect. As you can see here, I have a brand new complete setup. Well, it's not set up yet, but we're gonna get to that in a second. Since I've recently gotten back into skateboarding, I decided I really needed a new board because I've been using the one I've had for years. I haven't skated it for years, but I skated it years ago and just have it ever since. Now, there's no way that board would have lasted me even up till now, but my friend Josh, shout out to him, lent me some of his hand-me-down parts when he got a new board, so I got some used but good parts that I could at least start out with. But I finally was able to afford my brand new complete setup, so I thought it'd be a good idea to share with you guys what I ride, why I ride it, and how I ride it. All right, what better place to start than the big old plank of wood, the deck. The deck. All right, so here we have a Baker skateboard deck, as you can see. I've actually never ridden a Baker deck before, but they've been a skateboarding company for a long time, and I like the graphic on it. I like how it's simple, but still looks pretty nice. I got this in 8-inch width because I've ridden a 775 up until now, and I decided it was probably a good idea to get something just a little bit bigger so I have a bigger surface area to land on when I'm doing my tricks. But 8-inch, it's still on the smaller side, but it's a little bit bigger than what I'm used to. So yeah, we'll see how it rides. So what good would a deck be without the grip tape? This is just a standard sheet of Mob grip tape. There's a lot of grip tape companies you can get, Shake Junts, Jessup, Grizzly, a lot of stuff like that. I like Mob grip tape because it's kind of in between. I don't prefer grip tapes that are really rough just because they tear up your shoes even faster. And if you've been skateboarding for any significant amount of time, you know how short shoes last. So yeah, Mob grip tape is a happy medium for me, and that's why I ride it. All right, I guess since we're doing kind of like top to bottom, let's continue on with hardware. Hardware, it is what it is. Nuts and bolts, that's all it is. We got some Bones hardware. Honestly, anything will do, as long as it's strong and it doesn't strip that easily. They're pretty cheap anyway, so it doesn't matter. But since I don't do any fancy graphics or anything like that on my grip tape, I like to get white or silver hardware just because it pops out the bolts a little bit more. Just gives me something to look at and also to aim for when I'm landing my tricks. So yeah, that's just what I like. All right, up next, what do we got? What do we got? We got trucks. All right, for trucks, I got Independence 8-inch to match the width of the board, and in silver. Independent trucks, I've ridden these before. They're just really nice, to be honest. I haven't had any complaints with them. I like the form factor. They're nice, they're simple, and I like that they make most of their trucks silver, as in the color, because when I do grinds and stuff like that, I don't like the paint getting chipped and all that stuff. I just like to keep things as simple as possible, so I'm not afraid of, you know, damaging the look of the board. And if it's silver, then it just gets worn down. It doesn't really change color or anything like that. That makes it too noticeable. On the subject of trucks, I like to ride my trucks in between tight and loose with a focus on the looser side. I just like it loose enough where I can carve around easily and turn without having to tic-tac my board, but tight enough where it's just not incredibly loose, if that makes sense. But yeah, definitely on the looser side. All right, and last but not least, how are you gonna ride your board without wheels and bearings? So for bearings, I like to get Bones Reds. I love Bones Reds, to be honest. That's the only bearing I've ever ridden, well, I've ever bought. I've ridden other bearings, but I like these a lot just because they're super inexpensive. So you can just replace your bearings anytime, you know, you wear down your wheels, as opposed to having to spend a ton of money on your bearings and then trying to wash them and then take them out of your old wheels and put them in new wheels. It's easy to be able to buy them once, and then when you're done with your wheels and your bearings, you can replace them at the same time. As for wheels, I like to ride Bones wheels. I generally like to get Bones STFs. They're just really good, a nice mix of having a hard wheel so that you can revert and do power slides pretty easily, but at the same time, I also like the form factor of them. They're a little bit squared off, not as round. At least these are the V3s or something like that. V4s, that's what I mean. Yeah, I like the more squared and less round wheel. It's just a nice balance between being able to slide easily and at the same time being able to roll over rougher surfaces without having to worry about every tiny crack and pebble. this is the first time I've ever ridden black wheels, and I did that intentionally because everyone rides white wheels, and either ride white wheels or maybe some fancy colors, which I've done both, but at the same time, it's just like, there's something really almost old school about riding black wheels, at least from what I've seen. It's like, it reminds me of like an old Toys R Us board or something like that, but I actually really like the look of black wheels. In addition to that, if they get dirty and stuff, you don't notice it as much because they're black. So yeah, try these out and see how they look. All right guys, so just set up the board. Honestly, it looks pretty good. Kind of like it, you know? As you can see, the graphic is actually already scratched up a little bit. That's because when I was applying grip tape, some of the shavings rubbed off on the table and then rubbed off on the graphic when I was moving the board around. So, you know, that's okay though. It's not here just to look pretty. It's here to be used and abused, just like your mother. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's my board setup video. So I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please consider leaving it a like and also subscribing to the channel if you want to see future content. All right, can't wait to skate this thing. Let's go.